So, just saw the link, just saw the background thingamajig. It's empty. It's empty. Most likely it's empty. Internet is not working.
Upon herself to figure out why this is happening, and she kind of goes on this journey trying to figure out what's going on.
Because apart from a few fancy dresses, yeah, I've never been a teenage girl. No, I haven't. Although I made a really fit one, I'm sure. They did, the director, who was the director?
Carol Morley.
Yeah, she really got the teenage girl thing right. That kind of, that energy and that.
Definitely, I had a lot of faith in her to bring that out of us, I think, and like, you know,
the secretiveness of it all and the secret codes and everything.
Yeah, definitely, just that sort of click that you have when you're all going through.
Let's go off the record for a minute. We are in a very bad spot. ISIS is winning in Iraq, and the Iraqi security forces, when they aren't looking weak, are running away with their tails between their legs. So what is President Obama going to do about Iraq? Well, here's what White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest said.
The United States is prepared to train them, to equip them, and to back them on the battlefield with coalition military air power as they take the fight to ISIL in their own country. The United States is not going to be responsible for securing the security situation inside of Iraq.
Not responsible? Well, of course. I don't want to endanger any of our troops, and I sure don't want to spend any more of your tax money.
Finally, the jury is hearing Holmes' innermost thoughts leading up to that mass killing. And it's what's on page 48, titled Case the Place, that is especially chilling. Let me run through this for you. Targets, random. Method, bombs, with the word X'd out. And in parentheses, too regulated and suspicious. Biological warfare, also crossed out. Too impatient, requires extensive knowledge, chemicals, and equipment. Serial murder, again, X'd out. Too personal, too much evidence. Easily caught, few kills. Mass murder spree, check mark.
Check mark.
this weird change with girls. And makes us sound like trolls. Going through this change. It's just puberty.
Well, let's take a look at a clip. This is Lydia getting a talking to by a bitch of a headmistress in the brilliant The Falling.
It's been a difficult time. I know. Don't throw your potential away. Do you need some time off school, Lydia?
No.
No. There's been some concern expressed. You're quite an influence on the others with what you're doing.
I'm not doing anything.
I'd like your parents, your mother, to come and see me.
Difficult to faint, the way you go down. I mean, no, I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? There's none of this, no skirt up,
No,
very ladylike.
we had a lot of...
Can I get up now?
No, we had a lot of practicing and a
You
lot
practice the faint?
Yeah, we had like fainting rehearsals. It's very... On the first day we were all a bit giggly, like, what are we doing? Like, it was quite awkward, but after that we got used to it. And then me and the other girls that are in the movie, we all stayed in one house during the course of the shoot. And like every Tuesday we'd come down into the living room and have our fainting session.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Everything all right?
Yes, sir.
They're saying I'm rewriting the Constitution on the back of a napkin. They're saying on Fox that a guy who couldn't run a local sheriff's department wants to send troops around the world. They're saying it's liberalism with a grenade launcher. But they're not saying it was badly written. So that's something. And they sure as hell know I was serious. So that's something else. Congratulations, folks. We've got ourselves a doctrine. Will, I think some of these people don't know who your dad is. Will's the youngest son of Tom Bailey. He's the only guy in the world with a better title than mine. He was Supreme Commander, NATO Allied Forces Europe. We didn't know we were going to do this. I would have asked you to invite him.
Well, you got quite a response from him watching on TV, sir. I think he's going to re-enlist.
Actually, I wish you could be here now when I tell you that Toby's asked me to commission you as his deputy.
Sorry, sir?
Toby wants to make you deputy.
Pardon me?
I'm appointing you Deputy Communications Director. Covers a wide range of areas of policy and execution and counsel to me.
To you, the president?
Yes.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not following. Are you
God,
saying...
boy.
Hey, I remember when you named me deputy, there was a dull buzzing in my ear, or a humming. It was very disorienting.
The same thing happened to me.
Hang in there, Will. You're doing fine.
That was a nice story about the buzzing.
Did Ronnie say about speaking to me without addressing me as Wild Thing?
Excuse me. Hi. Sam's going to be promoted to senior counselor if he loses the 47th.
I don't know what to say.
That's what you want to hear from your new communications deputy? There's a promise that I ask everyone who works here to make. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful and committed citizens can change the world. You know why?
It's the only thing that ever has.
William Bailey, reposing special trust and confidence in your integrity, prudence, and ability, I designate you to the post of Deputy White House, Director of Communications, and Special Assistant to the President. And I do authorize you to execute and fulfill the duties of that office with all the powers and privileges and subject to the conditions prescribed. It is affirmed by my signature. And affixed with the seal of the United States. And it is done so on this day and in this place. Congratulations. You know, it's easy to watch the news and think of Congolese as either hapless victims or crazed butchers. As it turns out, that's not true. I got this intelligence summary this afternoon. Mothers are standing in front of tanks. And we're going to go get their backs. An hour ago, I ordered Fitz Wallace to have UCOM deploy a brigade, the 82nd Airborne, the 101st Air Assault, and a Marine Expeditionary Unit to Kondu to stop the violence. The 101st, the Screaming Eagles. Marines with the 22nd MEU, trained at Camp Lejeune. Some of them very recently. I'm sorry, everyone, but this is a work night.
I got to share with you guys about this new bill that President Obama signs. It's creating an Amber Alert system for violence against police officers. Yes, President Obama signs a bill intended to help keep better track of violent attacks against law enforcement. Now, this bill has been proposed due to the two police officers that were shot and killed.
Everybody please have a seat. Have a seat. Everybody 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 have a seat.
like to say yes, but no, that's not what I mean. Yeah, that's not what I mean.
Olet synnynnäisesti utelias ja sinulla on ehtymätön tarve liikkua ja tutkia ympäristöäsi. Sen vuoksi Pampers kehitti Active Fit Premium Protection vaipan, joka tarjoaa jopa 12 tunnin kuivuuden ja on parhaiten istuva vaippamme. Ja seikkailusi voivat jatkua. Pampers, rakkaus, uni ja leikki.
While I have you, I think it's only fair we should talk about Obamacare, and that rhymed.
Well, you know, we've got about 2 weeks left till March 31st for people to sign up. If you don't have health insurance right now, you should go on healthcare.gov. And especially all the moms out there who may have young people, 26, 27, don't have health insurance, but they think they're invincible and nothing's ever going to happen to them. You know, what we've said is you never know what life is going to throw at you. You can, at this point, get health insurance for $100 a month or less. In some cases, less than your cell phone bill or your cable bill, and it gives you some financial security. It gives moms some mental security that their kids are going to have decent care. And you know, particularly at this moment when
Oon mä oikeastaan. Ihan vittu selvästi meni. No mä en ymmärrä, miksi ne ei oo syyttänyt mua sen salamorhasta. Se on vaan yksi selitys, se ihminen ihan oikeasti pitää musta. Joo, mä keksin, että miksi. No, I don't wanna invent that.
Now, the new series of Game of Thrones starts on Sky Atlantic on the 13th of April, am I right?
Yes.
Now, for anyone who hasn't seen it before, here's a little rundown on what it's about.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah, and beware, this does contain spoilers, alright? In a nutshell, and I admit, I'm not like, hello, Game of Thrones. You know, I do dip in and out.
Is that your impression of the Game of Thrones fan? Yeah.
So correct me if I get anything wrong, okay? But basically, everyone dies.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean... two reading the books, and then you'd have people in the office going, oh, it's watching Game of Thrones. Someone in an iron lung going, have to go. Why is it so popular? Why is it really caught on?
I think we group it as like a fantasy. We say it's the fantasy theories, but really, the fantasy element is drip-fed, and I think a lot of the themes that run throughout, a lot of the lie, deceit, betrayal, the power, it's something that we see quite a lot in modern day. That sounds really, really dark, but it is sort of half true, I think.
Now, the show's got a lot of celebrity fans as well. Have you seen Madonna dressed up as the Mother of Dragons?
Ooh, that's the legit costume as well.
Really?
I think so. I don't know if I'm making that up, but I thought it was.
Well, she's Madonna. She's going to get the main one, and she ain't going to start making her own from down the market, is it? You got any PVC? Thanks, love. And now, I cannot believe this. Snoop Dogg smoking on the Iron Throne.
Many people were so angry about that, but I think it's hilarious.
And the Queen, is she a fan? Did you get the impression she's a fan?
No, I didn't, because I met her and she came around and visited the set, and it was wonderful. But she came over and shook my hand and stuff, and we said our hellos, and then she turns to me and goes, "What do you do?" I was like, "Oh, this is awkward." Since she was like on our set, but yeah, then I had to explain to her that I'm an actress in the series. That's the set that you're on.
Yeah.
cutie mark! You know what this means? The map! Gummy, could you take over for a bit? Hopefully this'll be quick. I'll just measure the baking powder for you. And when the first layer cools, you can drizzle some of the ganache over it. And don't forget to beat the egg whites for the meringue! I know you can do this, Gummy. You're the best alligator baker I've ever met. My little pony, my little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete to have fun. Do you know you're all my very best friends? This is so exciting. The map is summoning you to Griffinstone, the very heart of the Griffin Kingdom. I don't know if either of you have read Bygone Griffins of Greatness, but Griffins were known to be rude, insensitive bullies. You mean Gilda? Yeah, I mean Gilda. When she came to Ponyville, she was a total jerk to all my friends, especially Pinkie Pie. She was a bit of a party pooper. So maybe Gilda was a little rude. You still get to go to Griffinstone, and according to this book, it has a rich, fascinating history. In ancient times, griffins were known to be as greedy as dragons, always hoarding their bits and other treasures. But all that changed when King Grover found the mysterious golden idol of Boreas. Legend says the idol of Boreas was made from the dust of golden sunsets, blown across the mountains by the north winds. Possessing the idol of Boreas filled the griffins' hearts with pride. It's said that that one great treasure is responsible for turning Griffinstone into the most majestic kingdom of all the land. And why do you care so much about griffins anyway? It was actually Gilda's visit that made me curious. So I picked up Bygone Griffins of Greatness, and I've been hooked ever since. And now you two get to see Griffinstone with your very own eyes. Huh? Just me and Rainbow Dash? Hey, you can totally take my place if you want. I still had half a nap to finish. Why don't you just come with us? I mean, you are the Princess of Friendship. No. If the map wanted me to go to the coolest kingdom in all of Equestria and tour the palace and see the actual idol that unites an entire species, which would be super amazing, I'm sure it would have said so. You two can handle whatever the issue is just fine. I'll stay here and do important princessy things, I guess. Well then, come on, Dashy! We're going to Griffinstone! Fine. That's the spirit! What you reading, Rainbow? Twilight literally wrote a book on what we need to do in Griffinstone. You mean like a guide on how to figure out what problem we're supposed to fix? And then some. It's like Twilight herself in book form. Always carry plenty of bits. The Griffins are sure to help you as long as you share the wealth. Can I borrow some bits? Upon arriving at Griffin Gorge, be sure to pause and cast your eyes northerly, up the Hyperborean Mountains, taking in the breathtaking beauty of Griffinstone. Once in Griffinstone proper, go immediately to the palace and introduce yourself to the king. Bygone Griffins of Greatness was written a long time ago, and it ends with the coronation of the 14th king of the Griffins, King Guto. I have no idea who's in charge now. Tell the king you've been sent by the Princess of Friendship, and you're there to help with some sort of problem. If for some reason the king can't help, I'd try the Griffinstone Library next. It's a little-known secret that if you befriend a librarian, you can usually find out anything. Plus, as a bonus, there's a statue of King Grover outside. Photo op! And don't forget to sample some famous Griffin scones. They're supposed to be the best. Aw, Twilight should have come along. Then she could have seen firsthand that Griffinstone is
Se on just se pointti.
Maybe the map should have called Griffin instead of us. Excuse me, sir? This is Griffinstone, right? Well, that wasn't very nice. See, these griffins are exactly what I thought they'd be. Maybe we should just find the palace so we can ask the king what's going on. We don't have a king. Losers. You. Dash.
No, that's how the economy worked, but maybe. we'll call some economists. We have a Republican congresswoman who said she couldn't agree with me more, that we need to be helping working moms and dads. That's good. That's progress. One Republican senator wrote a policy memo saying the Republicans must define themselves as the party of the American worker and the party of higher wages. That's good. I'm glad they feel that way. Rand Paul said, no, Rand's an interesting guy, and Rand, no, he is. And Rand Paul said the Republican Party needs to show up on the south side of Chicago and shout at the top of its lungs that the GOP is the ticket to the middle class. I think that's encouraging that he wants to go to the south side of Chicago. I want parties to compete everywhere. I think that's a good thing. And I was just home on the south side of Chicago yesterday, and I guarantee you that Senator Paul would be welcome there. We are a friendly bunch. I mean, it's a little strange if people show up and just start shouting at the top of their lungs, but we're friendly, and it'd be okay. But I will say this. So I'm encouraged that they're speaking about middle class and speaking about wages. But there is this old saying that you can't just talk the talk. Donna?